Welcome back to another video update of the THX helicopter mod remastered. I have finally finished the product enough to finally upload, and I have uploaded the helicopter and it is now ready to be downloaded and to play with at your own will. And hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you have a lot of fun with this helicopter. I've done a lot of features with this helicopter and a lot of tweaking and fixing things. I still got a couple of bugs that I gotta do and fix. I fixed one of the major big problems with the audio bug. For some reason, it just was kind of finicky. I still have some audio bugs that I gotta tweak out. Like one of them is when I unplug the microphone and plug it back in, the audio quits playing, so I have to figure that out. And there's just a couple more things I gotta do. I gotta add the cyclic animation. That'll come to another update. Once that's ready, I'll upload that. So you guys stay tuned. For anyone that's currently keeping their eye on this project, I would definitely keep your eyes tuned on the CurseForge post. I'm going to leave a link down below for the mod down in the comments section and in the description. So that way, guys, if you're interested, you can download the helicopter. So, one of the features that I did, that I added to this helicopter, which I thought was an absolute must-have and an absolute great upgrade that this helicopter, or no, the original helicopter did not quite have, is simply an inventory. So, the helicopter now has an inventory about the size of a big chest. You just shift, right-click, and you now can store your items inside the helicopter and carry it with you wherever you want. And I had a bug with the inventory, so when you exited the game, go back into the game, it would not load, which was a big problem. That was an oopsie on my end, and I had pretty quickly figured it out when I noticed that my items were deleting. I was like, oh no, I did what I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did what I did. It was an easy, simple fix. I got the audio file working. As my previous video, it didn't have a single audio file. I did a little bit of tiny itty bitty modification to the texture. This was slightly off to the right a little bit, so I recentered it and I gave it a little bit more detail. I got rid of the aim circle for much more visibility in front of the windscreen when you're looking through it, and just a little bit of simple aesthetics just to keep it simple. This is what it looks like so far. I'm still going to keep doing updates on the texture itself to give it a little bit more detail. At some point, I'm going to add a collective on the left-hand side right here to actually match the up and down movements to give it a little bit more realism. So that is going to come into the next update. I'm going to add a future update. I don't know about the next update. I still got a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's one of my plans on the project. I have to add a collective here and add animation for up-down pivot movements. I'm probably going to stick it just right here on this spot right there. Put the collective just right about there. I think that's pretty much it so far on that. So let me just go inside the helicopter. You now have sound. Another one of the biggest things that I did is I smoothened out the pitch roll on the helicopter so it's not so snappy. I did smoothen this out a little bit to make it a lot less snappier than it was previously, but I still got to do some work just to get it just right. But so far, I got it pretty realistic and original to the original THX helicopter mod. I tried my best to get it as close as I could to the original helicopter mod. So far, so good. It's not bad. And another big thing that I did is that if you press J, and this is pretty cool, I did this on purpose. Now, I did have issues with this at first. So I got the missiles and rockets to launch, but I had a collision problem and a really big major bug that I'm still trying to solve with my model. So if you had decided to use a rocket, it would collide with the helicopter, blow up, kill you instantly. That was a big issue. And even if you launched rockets, it did that. So I used the no-nooper method, so you don't quite have the model textures quite yet, so that will be added at some point once I fix that problem. And as you noticed, and this is a deliberate method, I did this on purpose, so wherever you look, the missiles and rockets go. And the reason I did that is if you're having combat, it'd be better than just doing this nonsense. You can actually look around and shoot wherever you would like. It shoots about 35 rockets and 1 missile, so I did up the rocket count a little bit. I also did an update with the cockpit textures with the particles here. So if I go over here and crash into a tree, yeah, you can still see that I need to dampen this a little bit, not too much. So we're just gonna sit here and let it get pretty hard damage. Let's see what happens. And now you got smoke and fire particles, which is a nice touch, and you can see it both player server sides, so the player can see it. Another big feature that I did, that if I unlock J, if I go over here, and if I'm too close, which, you know, people are going to have accidents, just launch a rocket, nothing happens, you don't get the splash damage, it doesn't instantly kill you. I did the same thing for the player side, so if you were, let's say if you were fighting your friend out in the distance over there, and you happen to get a good hit on your friend while PvPing, let's pretend that tree right here is your helicopter opponent. The moment they get hit, their helicopter protects them from the instant death of the splash. So while you are inside the helicopter, it protects you from the instant splash damage. But however, if you are not in the helicopter, and you're walking around and somebody comes about in a helicopter and just, oh look, there's a player, yoink, you'll die pretty instantly. And for fun's sake, because I'm one of those players that love to level the world up in total destruction, as you can see, this thing's got some pretty hefty explosion damage. So you can totally level out the world in total destruction and have fun with that. If the community feels like that's a little too much, I'll probably bring it down. But you can completely leave craters into the world here, which is absolutely fun. Just go over here and just, hey, bye-bye, zombie. So I could do this, press J, look, it's a little bit offset when you look over to the left and right. And I could just sit here and shoot at mobs, just stationary, which is pretty cool. Like that guy over there. Bye. Got him. And a zombie over there. Boom. So you can just hover and you can point anywhere you would like and shoot at any of the mobs. So I deliberately made the rockets and the missiles gimbaled. Thought it was a nice touch-up feature. Oh yeah, that's pretty fun. So yep, that's how the weapon system work here. Yeah, you could totally have a lot of fun with this. It takes a second for the missiles to launch there. See, my helicopter got hit there, which was kind of not a fun situation, and that usually would kill you instantly or nearly kill you instantly, depending on how far you was. So that problem got fixed. So pretty much, pretty good so far. Pretty happy with the project here and how the mod has turned out. And I hope you guys will enjoy it too, man. Hope you'll have a lot of fun with this. Because, dude, this thing is fun to play with. Absolutely. You can go anywhere you want, fly anywhere you want. You got an inventory. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me get down here somewhere where I won't get messed with by the mobs. Oh yeah, can't use cheats. I even increased the movement speed just by a little bit, just to get by quicker. I probably will still make it just a hair bit faster. Actually, you know, let's do this, and I'll find a good, nice spot to land here. I still gotta do an update on the movement so that way the helicopter still keeps moving forward some. I slowed down the descent rate. I still have a little bit of tweaking to do on the mechanic movements there. As you can see, this is what it looks like so far. Nice little touchdown. Got the good old animation going there. Not bad. So, as you can see, I set the helicopter to when the player gets out of the helicopter, they get out onto the, I think it's the left or the right. I don't quite remember, but yeah, to the left of the helicopter. So that way, like if you were on water or something, or even in lava, you just make sure your helicopter's pretty good ways up to the block before you jump out. I did that on purpose to make sure that it doesn't spawn the player on top and they fall right into the lava. So I'm gonna put this guy just right over here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Whoop. Ah, I still gotta fix that a little bit. Okay, so I still gotta tweak that a little bit, fix it, and get that resolved. But this is what it looks like sitting on the water, and it looks pretty good sitting there. Floats on water, it floats on lava. Another thing that I did is I did actually successfully make this thing float on lava. So we could do this real quick. That's not good. Okay, well, you get the point. So you can successfully float on lava. So if you were to go in the nether with this thing, you can absolutely do it. You just break it. You can carry it around with you. Let's pretend I'm going in the nether. Go in the nether, now you can just respawn your helicopter and fly around it in the nether. Land it on lava, it'll float on lava, which is pretty nice. Whoa. Yeah, I need to add a bit of a slight delay on the acceleration there, so that's something I'm going to do is a delay on up and down movements, or it takes a bit of a second for you to accelerate up in altitude or descend in altitude. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bug. I gotta fix that problem. So, well, yeah, I still gotta fix that, but so far so good. It works. It's got an inventory. It's got gimbaled rockets and missiles. Shoot anywhere you would like. Not bad. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what happens if I hit those. Nothing. Yeah, you can see that it does not have a texture, which is kind of weird. But I hope you guys enjoy it and have fun, man. Total destruction with this thing, where you can travel around the world and go explore Minecraft and use it as an actual conventional vehicle. You can carry stuff like I mentioned before, and you could use this thing for a lot of things, which is pretty nice. Some nice little, small, easy to make utilitarian vehicle here. It's invulnerable, except for if a player goes and takes an axe to it, it'll break. So I'm gonna do something to where it'll set the owner. So say like if it's you are the one who spawned the helicopter, um, and somebody else comes and tries to whack it with a damn axe, they can't take it. So that I'm gonna do that to prevent trolling situations, because I know that dedicated server players, they're gonna have a hard time with it. They're gonna be like, really? So yeah, I've got to do something about that to prevent that from happening. But so far so good. The helicopter is pretty much ready, and I can show you here. Reload the page. You now have it ready for upload. I just published this today because I just did some code fix with some things. So I still got to do a lot of fixing and stuff, and I got a couple more bugs to fix, which, just they just go along the way. I plan to keep it updated, future Minecraft updates. Once Forge releases 26.3, I'm going to update it to 26.3. So far so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this mod. And let me know in the comments down below what you think. And I'll see y'all another time. Y'all have a good one and fly safe.